Ladies and gentlemen, just do me a favor real quickly. Take a look at the total yard discrepancy from this game between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. But let's go ahead and break these numbers down a little bit further, whether it be by rushing, passing, maybe first down comparison, efficiency. But do you guys know what these numbers mean?
Goff looking for him, throwing for him. It is caught and he's in. Touchdown.
They mean absolutely nothing. Because week after week after week again, the Detroit Lions are wire to wire dominating the National Football League. But I mean, numbers aside, it's not just the fact that they're winning these games so handily.
Which is obviously how Ben Johnson loves to call the game. He always wants that defense to think about defending the run and also defending the pass.
It's more so the fact that what they are currently doing, I genuinely don't know if there's an answer for it. Okay, so it's the very first drive of this game for Detroit's offense, and they've already worked it into the red zone at this time. They're faced with a 3rd and 5. It starts with LaPorta split out wide at the bottom of the screen, a stack with both Allen Robinson and Amon-Ra right alongside him, and just watch what Jared Goff immediately does, given Green Bay's defensive scheme.
Jared knows it's man here.
3rd and 5, draw Montgomery, a lot of space, first down for Montgomery, he's down inside the 10, it'll be a 1st and goal.
The art of the audible. Now the Detroit Lions this season, they are one of the few teams in all of football to have both a top 5 air attack and ground game in terms of overall efficiency. And I mean, that 8-yard run from David Montgomery that I just showed you.
Great execution, there's St. Brown in the slot where he does more damage than just about anybody in the league.
That is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of how Ben Johnson, Jared Goff and company are completely dissecting every defense that they see. Now, there are 2 different areas where absolutely nobody in this league has matched the Detroit Lions so far in terms of overall production. And, those 2 areas...
Goff looking for him, throwing for him, it is caught and he's in! Touchdown!
They are both seen within this play. First and foremost, you have the fact of exposing man coverage, and second, there is beating the blitz. Now, typically, you do not see quarterbacks posting numbers in both of these categories like this, but also, you're not going to find a quarterback in football right now that is reading defenses better than Jared Goff currently is.
Goff tipped at the line, it is still caught by LaPorta.
I love that from Goff standing in there. The anticipation is really what ended up being that completion, because
it's his ability to recognize those defensive coverages and deliver perfectly placed throws before his receivers even break on the route. Jump a little bit further down the line in the first half of this game. When you combine his decision making with the brilliance in Ben Johnson's route combinations,
I give Ben Johnson a lot of credit for that too. A lot of high percentage throws. Good way to start the game in these conditions.
Now guys, I know the stat line from this game wasn't eye-popping by any means, but I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, this was probably one of the more impressive 145-yard performances that you're ever gonna see with all things considered. But really, it's the fact that they did so little through the air.
Here is Gibbs, first down and more, Gibbs in for the touchdown! 2 fourth-down touchdowns.
That is probably the most terrifying part about this team. Because when you combine both a top 5 air attack and a top 5 ground game with the #1 offensive line in all of football, this play is the epitome of unstoppable. It's 4th and 1 inside the red zone at this point. Dan Campbell could make it a 3-score game with a field goal, but he's just deciding to go for the dagger. They go up to the line, Jared Goff then picks up the defensive coverage, and instantly calls for Amon-Ra to swing the field for a potential screen route. Green Bay doesn't bite on the screen, they still fully anticipate the run.
Game a max blitz, but Penei Sewell just walls off Preston Smith, and you crease the defense and right to the house.
I mean, at that point, it's just bully ball. So many times throughout the course of this game, and even the entire season, the dual threat ability and misdirection scheming of this offense. Like, you guys see it in the film, there hasn't been a defense that's figured out how to stop it yet. You've got arguably the shiftiest power back in all of football right now. Your number 2 option, by these metrics at least, is the fastest in the entire league.
Then he gets there faster than anyone in the NFL.
This guy is frightening for a defense. Look at the burst through the line of scrimmage.
To put it as simply as you can, Ben Johnson is pretty much just forcing defensive coordinators to play the most terrifying game of pick your poison that you'll probably ever see.
You know, we're talking to Ben Johnson. So the one thing I don't want to be today is one-dimensional. So I still got to find a way to take some shots and make it different.
And what's easily the most effective way that Ben Johnson and company accomplish this is through the heavy use of play action. Because not only does Detroit incorporate this more than almost any other team in the league, but they're also the most productive team in this regard, and it's not even close. I mean, just look specifically at how this offense operated throughout the course of the first half of this game.
How about this? 78.3% in the first half. That's the highest in any game. He did that in these conditions, wearing gloves, playing in an outdoor game for the first time all year.
Now, Kevin Burkhardt, he said it better than I ever could. The numbers that Jared Goff put up to start this game were nothing short of perfect execution. They continually took what Green Bay was giving them with design plays, depending on what they were showing with simulated pressure.
Goff, pressure, gets it out to Gibbs. Boy, he's got room to run. First down and then some, and he's out of bounds, out across the 20.
Now, most teams, when they're going up against Detroit, they are going to continue to send that pressure. And that is what finally forced the first incompletion in this game from Jared Goff just inside of the 2-minute warning. But I mean, you guys are watching these games in the exact same manner that I am.
He really has not been in many must-pass situations, which is obviously how Ben Johnson loves to call the game.
Like, Detroit is dominating these matchups with their air attack practically sitting on the back burner. And if we're going to be honest with ourselves at this point, with the amount of different ways this team has showed they can beat you.
Now rolling out for the first time, and he throws an interception. It's picked off all the way down, and scoring for the Lions, it's Joseph.
And even not to mention with what they just did at the trade deadline, this defense and how they're currently playing, you could easily say it's the most entertaining part about this team. But you guys, whether it be the offense, the defense, the coaching, hell, maybe even some of the absurd records this team keeps somehow breaking week after week, I want to hear what you have to say about all of this. So please, let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to never miss another video here. I appreciate y'all more than anything, and I will see you guys in the next video.